Hello everybody, welcome back to the New McNewbie Show. So I made a video titled My School Path So Far. And as you know, I have just started 10th grade and I'm just gonna update on what has been happening in this first 3 days of school. So far it's been a nightmare and a half. The first major thing that screwed me up is my history class. So I decided to take AP American History, which is a harder version of American History class. And it's an extra half credit more, and I was like, oh, well, I did very good in civics. Let's try advanced American history, and let's see if I do good in that class. I want to see how I do. And the first 2 days were stunning. How much work you had to do. Oh my god. The only way, because you have to read 2 chapters, the 2 chapters are 58 pages. Each page has a ridiculous amount of words on it. And there's 14 questions, 10 of the questions. 12 of the questions, I think. Actually, no, there's 18 questions. So 18 questions, and 14 of them are self-explanatory. And then the next 4 questions are difficult as all hell. And you have a week to do that. And then after that week, you take a quiz on those 2 chapters. Now, a week might sound like a lot of time, but it isn't at all. So, what did I do? I dropped out of that class. Today I dropped out of that class. And now I'm in a regular American history. So, and I did the first assignment of that class, and it was nowhere near as bad, because in that class we had to read the first 3 questions on our own, 3 little marks, and do a multiple choice thing. And since I switched, I couldn't do that, so I just ended up doing the last 6 questions. So, because since I joined late, I didn't get the online class thing yet. I still don't, but tomorrow I think I'll be getting it. But no, American history is doable for me. It's not nowhere near as bad as AP American history, because I've never liked reading. I've never liked it, and I don't think I'll ever like reading. I'm sorry, I just don't find reading interesting to me. And on the basic one, so each chapter has like 5 or 6 key points. And basically, we had to do the first 3 topics on our own, and then we did the last 4 as a class, which I know I can, if that's how it is every day, then I'm fine with that. because I was almost on the verge of tears when I realized just how much work you need to put in for AP American History. And trust me, the only people who could possibly do that stuff are people who are eagle eye readers, which in my mind means that they can spot key details like in a snap of just looking around. I wish I was that kind of reader, because then if I was that kind of reader, I would probably still be in that class, but sorry, I'm not an eagle eye reader. You have to write an S2, an essay, and then a 5-column chart, which is just ridiculous. Because the reading, how in the world is someone expected to do all that? Jesus, no, I'm getting out of that class. I don't want to be in it if there's that freaking much work to be done. Because I already have enough stuff to worry about, because, my first quarter is full of classes where you have to work your butt off. But I'm glad that I'm out of that AP class. Now I'm in regular, and regular is much easier. Alright. Crop science. So far, crop science is probably my easiest class right now. So far, we haven't done anything hard. So far, things have been very easy. So I'm fine with that class right now. Spanish 2. So far, Spanish 2 hasn't really been hard at all yet. There are some moments where I'm like, what the hell did he just say? But overall, yeah. And then I have geometry. And so far, I don't like geometry, because so far, I feel like I haven't learned a god dang thing. I haven't learned anything from that frickin' class. All we did is we would follow along in the book, and we had physical items. Like today we had these papers, these strips of paper that apparently are only one-sided. I forgot what he called them. I can easily look in my book, but right now I don't feel like it. And we had to make these bracelets, and then we had 4 members. And we would make these bracelets, then we would tape them, and then we had to cut them. And before that, we have to write down a prediction of what we think's going to happen. And then we have to write down the result. And then we have to move on to the next steps. And then we had to draw these symmetrical shapes, and then tape them, and then put them on the board, and then write down all our names, and then write down one thing that our table has in common. Of course, only one of them out of 8 tables was actually pretty in depth. 1 out of 8. So So, and the homework, oh my god. The homework is literally stuff we learned in 9th grade. So half the freaking stuff I don't even remember. And so it's like a memory game in that class. But so far it hasn't been like where I'm literally on I'm getting pretty close to walking on eggshells. And if you don't know what that means, it means that I'm in a super rough spot. Right now, if this thing keeps up, I can't deal with all this crap. Why did I have to why does my first quarter have to have 4 classes that all have a bunch of work in them? This first quarter is probably gonna be a nightmare for me. I'm not excited at all. Oh my, I am super stressed out right now. So I just don't know. Man. I don't feel like I've learned anything. And for some reason, like, the problem with reading in history books is that for some reason it's harder for me to remember what they said. I don't know why. Well, the problem with history textbooks are that, like, you jump from one kind of topic and then you jump to another, so it's easy to forget what the heck the first one was about, and we have to read like 5 different little stories, so it's like you're gonna forget like half of what some of them were about. Like, if you're gonna do something like that, try and combine them together. Don't make separate stories. So, because if you make separate stories, then you're gonna get confused about it, and that's not ideal. If I ever was a teacher, I don't want to bore my students out to the point where they are down to, or to the point where they're crying because it's so goddamn hard. Like I said, I've never liked reading. Alright? I've never liked reading. I didn't take advanced communication because I never really liked communication in the first place, so why would I want to take it? Oh my god. School really sucks. I'm sorry. This has been the worst start to a year in. This is the worst start I've ever had in school. I'm not even joking right now. Worst start for me. It's only freaking day 4 and I already feel like this. If AR reading was a thing in high school, I would be probably crying right now. If AR was a thing, I'd be crying on the floor right now. Because I care. I care about school. But if things don't make any sense to me, then I panic. And then I feel like I can never catch up again. Because that's what happened in, oh my god, 8th grade math was a nightmare also. Because the teacher was not good at all about teaching. It was hard to follow along because he just kept on. Like, you finish one lesson, and then the next day you're learning another one, and then at the end of the week you have to take a quiz on it, and if you fail then you have to do an IXL. If you don't know, IXL is basically it's an app slash website where like you review like problems and yours, and a lot of the time they tell you to get 70 points because the maximum you can get is 100, and every time you get one wrong you lose those points, and every time you get them right you get points. And the thing that sucks about it is that the more you get right, the harder the questions get. Like, I've had some ridiculously hard ones, you know? You know, I'm done talking about it. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for daily videos. I'll either be posting songs, sports, you name it.